It's one of the movements from the Monteverdi Vespers of the Blessed Virgin, Psalm 126, Nisi Dominus, John Elliott Gardner with the English Baroque soloists and the Monteverdi Choir. Well, beginning on May 10th, 2 days from now, the Royal Winnipeg Ballet has a performance called Vespers. And one of the neat things about it is they're going to have a live choir there as well. And the live choir is conducted, he's got them prepared. Camerata Nova is the choir, and in the studio with me is Mel Braun. Good morning, Mel.
Hey, Michael. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you. I guess you've been busy lately with teaching and all the likes.
Yeah, it's the end of the school year, and at the same time as doing this, I was just in Victoria adjudicating and now preparing the Monteverdi for the performance with the ballet. Yeah, it's an exciting time of year.
So when did they ask you to get them prepared for this?
Well, this is a project that's been a year or two in the making. I spent a good period of time putting the choir together, and then we started rehearsals, I guess, a month ago.
A month ago, that's
A month
it?
ago, yep. Yep. Well, these singers are all really busy people.
Yeah.
This is very demanding choral music, and we're doing it with just a few per part. So you have to put together a choir of really accomplished singers, of which we have many in this city. And then we started the rehearsals.
So Camerata Nova, typically, I think you're just telling me there are 14 people in the group, but this group you've got a few more.
This is slightly expanded, yeah. We added, as I mentioned to you, extra basses, because Monteverdi always sounds better with a good-sized bottom contingent. And so they're sort of two per part and then an extra bass, and that keeps us able to do even the 10-part movement. What you just heard is in 10 parts, and so some of them would be one person per part, some two persons per part.
So to give us a bit of background, historical significance of this Monteverdi Vespers.
Well, this was 1610, and Monteverdi wrote that famous opera of his, the first great opera, Orfeo, in 1607. So Monteverdi was really at a watershed in music making, coming out of that Renaissance polyphony where you have cathedrals filled with all that echoing sound. He was started in that place and then went to the place where a bunch of poets and theorists said, we need to be able to understand the language. And they developed something called recitative, which we're all very familiar with, which allowed people to tell a story in singing. So from polyphony, you went down to something called monody, which means a single voice. So this had happened probably 10 years before this work was written. And when Monteverdi put this work together, he took these ancient texts and combined that monody style, which you hear in all the solos, with duets and trios, and of course the grand choral style from the past. And so this is a work, as you just heard the text there, nothing, unless the Lord build the house, it's not going to be what it should be. It's that kind of text, and you can hear the playfulness and all the word painting that he does, and all the different ways he uses the choir.
So what are the challenges with bringing this work to life with the dancers, with the RWB?
Well, the big challenge, of course, for us is it's based on a recording that they were choreographed to. So they, I think, used the same recording you just played, the John Elliott Gardner. And so this music is a bit like jazz in that there's a lot of freedom to interpret and add ornamentation and to have give and take in the playing and the singing. So we have been working hard to imitate exactly the give and take plus the ornamentation. The singers typically in this piece would make up the ornaments as they go along, because Monteverdi will give you a long note, 4 beats, and he expects you to do some kind of crazy stuff on that note. So we're now imitating the crazy stuff that John Elliott Gardner's people did. So that's been the big challenge. And the other thing, vocally, there's kinds of vocal effects here that you wouldn't normally use. Something called the goat trill, which is that ha feeling. Things that we don't know from the music that we do later. And so all these singers are having to dig into those old styles of performing,
Wow.
So it's fun.
I'm in the studio chatting with Mel Braun. We're talking about the upcoming performance that Camerata Nova is doing with Royal Winnipeg Ballet. It's called Vespers, based on the music of Monteverdi. It starts on Wednesday, runs till May 14th. So did you have to listen to the recording, or did you have a notes for this, or did you have to...
Both. We have the score.
You have the score, obviously, but
I have it right here.
But for that purpose,
so of course you have to learn the notes and all that stuff. But then right off the bat, Tad Bernacki, who's conducting it for the Winnipeg, or for the RWB, made sure that we had recordings so that we could make sure to imitate exactly what they were doing. So yes, you learn this stuff, and then you try to fit it within that.
That's the challenge.
It's a big challenge.
That's a huge challenge.
Because every last note of this thing is choreographed. And with some of the intricate solos, especially the young tenor solos, that intricacy has to be worked out in great detail.
And you guys are in the pit with the orchestra, smaller orchestra this time.
Yeah, it's 17 singers and an orchestra of 19. So we'll be down in the pit and singing so that the wonderful action on stage is
the main
focused on.
Yeah, and that means you don't have to wear any of those crazy costumes either. I don't think.
Isn't that the truth?
You don't have to wear any goat heads or any anything
no
else
goat
like
heads
that.
for us. No, we'll sing with goat trills.
There you go.
Well, one of the jokes I keep sharing with the singers is that if you actually want to do some of these ornaments, you have to go back to your old Woody the Woodpecker cartoons.
Wow. So I could be a singer.
You could be a singer. If you can do that, you've got a chance.
I don't think I want to try it right now, though. You sounded better than me doing.
Well, there we go.
You're a trained goat singer.
Yeah, I'm a trained goat singer. Yeah, exactly. And I respond very well to feta cheese. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Well, next time we'll have some feta cheese in the studio. So that is the Monteverdi Vespers, along with RWB and Camerata Nova, May 10th to 14th. rwb.org is how you can get your tickets and more information about it as well. So I guess it'll be easier for you guys because you're in the pit to remain focused. I was led to believe you may be on stage with them, and you were saying to me, well, I hope that's not the case because nobody's told me anything.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the pit. I mean, there's so much to do. This is a work full of hundreds of transitions. And so I prepared the choir to work through all the transitions from this movement to that. And so our focus will just be on following the conductor and making sure everything is there. So the distraction of all those wonderful things on stage, that's why we do these collaborative arts.
Yep. So you're going to be doing a rehearsal with them this morning.
Yes, we have a rehearsal this morning and again tonight and tomorrow night as dress rehearsals, and then opening Wednesday night. And we'll just keep track. It's in Tad's hands now, but because I was involved all along, I just end up being there to make sure everybody's singing well and feeling good.
And then you'll be in the audience enjoying it.
I will indeed.
No pressure on you that night. All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it very much.
Okay.
And have fun with the performance.
This
sounds like a great opportunity. rwb.org is how you can find out more information, how you can get tickets to the Monteverdi Vespers with the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. Special guest Camerata Nova will be in the pit as well, along with some members of the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. And Tad Bernacki is going to be conducting.